तेव्हा काही त्यात टापू होते. तर हा तो टापू आहे ज्याला नाईक बेट म्हणतात. दिस बिलॉंग टू अ फॅमिली विथ सरनेम नाईक. आणि गणपतराव नाईक हे नाही आहेत आता, पण त्यांच्या मालकीचं हे बेट होतं. आणि दरवर्षी ही सॉ दॅट द फ्लड यूज टू erode lot of that island. So he decided to plant trees on that island, and he made into a heaven. I had gone there 30 years ago. We spent one full day with family on that. He was there. He knew each and every tree on that island.
That over there is Naik Bit.
He planted coconut, he planted supari. आजकल लोग सुपारी देते हैं. वो सुपारी इधर से आती है.
2000 total varieties he brought from all over India and planted there.
Almost 2000 different varieties of trees, including spices.
Including spices grown without fertilizer.
Yeah, and all that was organic. He had 5-6 cows, and that used to be sufficient. He had a well, and if you go there, it's a wonderful place to be. That well is still there, but little derelict now. He had his house there, which is also in crumbles. And हाँ तिकडनं समोरनं.
What's going to happen now? We can be there.
Yeah. And no, I have to take permission. Anyway, so that is a private land. And he said that if I can grow trees here, let me also compete and increase their yield. So the coconut trees that he planted there, and he used to give them manure, which was organic. He used to give them water. Those days drip irrigation was not there. So he had made channels. So he would draw water from the well and give it to all the trees. The yield of the highest yielding tree of this coconut, till then the world record was in Malaysia. 1300 fruits per year.
Which tree was it?
Coconut. And his coconut tree yielded 1500. That is how productive the soil can be. All that it requires is little bit of nurturing, looking after. And when I told him that how can you do this? So he said, no, I have a special relation with every tree. When I go around in the morning, I see something is not right. I sit there and ask the tree, what is wrong with you? And the tree answers me. This is what he told us. I take care accordingly and the tree revives. Some years ago, the bund, as he aged and passed away, some years, and the trees kept on growing after that also. In the 1961 flood, he used to say he was on the island and he did not leave the island. Some of his cows got washed away, but there was a small calf. So on the largest tree that you see on top, he sat, he kept climbing up with that calf, and on the topmost branch, he, that calf and one snake stayed there for 3 days till the flood water subsided. That was his connection with the land.
Who owns it now?
It is now 16 years ago, the Naik family sold the development rights to Choradia, who are builders, Panchashil. But however, Pune Municipal Corporation has declared that as a heritage area. So on one side they Nobody can build there.
Now they've changed the zone to green zone.
Yeah.
Now they change the zone again.
They will make sure that I saw some images on the internet.
Sir, 1 second. Everyone can look at this. That's the painted stock.
Oh,
The biggest bird you will see around.
चित्र लग गेलं.
That one flying there.
That's flying.
You can't miss it.
One only solo.
Flocks of them in winter. During this season, you will see single 1 or 2 going here and there. So you will find them along the river, like anywhere where there is shallow water or by the water.
So you were saying that
That's what I'm saying. The river is still alive.
काका तिकडे पण नंबरिंग केलंय ना.
Georgia, but it has been declared as a heritage by PLC, and
Now it has been turned into green zone.
therefore
Similarly, therefore, it will be turned into something
Birds are
else.
an indicator of.
And in the RFD,
uh,
there are 3 options given. Okay. Option number 1. Actually, there are 2
These are all
islands here.
spot-billed ducks.
One smaller island
One
and
bigger
one
option.
larger island. The total area.
Ducks are, these are the only resident ducks in India. One of the few resident ducks in India. And quite easily found in this state.
What Adil is saying is river, water and its meanders provides grasslands, riparian waterlogged areas, ponds, which house a lot of aquatic and amphibian life, and the birds depend on that.
And the natural flow which will be disturbed because of those bunds which are going to be planted will change everything. So once the river is flooded unnaturally, then it will not be a good food source for these birds to come. So this river is also a wintering ground for a lot of migratory birds. And so in the heart of our city we get thousands of species, I mean not thousands of species, thousands of birds migrating in winter. So this complete stretch is in fact a good habitat. Once the bund is here, it will raise the level of water and the food and the massive vegetation which is there in plenty in winter especially will disappear. So there are other issues which are going to come up because of the food development.
So when we talk about nature and the way the birds live, they like this way of vegetation where there is little grass just at the river and then some bushes and trees, because it is a natural way different type of birds come. There are some birds called waders which require that to step on it, to be in that mud and all that. There needs to be mud, not concrete. So once you concretize all this, the birds will not have a place to stay. Forget that. If there are enough people coming here, all the people, no birds are ever going to come, whether it is waders or even normal birds. Okay. So when somebody is saying 1,000 trees grow, 1,000 trees are gone, it's not about 1,000 trees, but it's about an ecosystem. It's like saying 1,000 homes, 1,000 houses are gone, or 1,000 homes are gone. Right? So when you remove 1,000 houses, you are not just removing 1,000 houses. You are destroying 1,000 homes. They are families. They have their way of cohabiting, relationships. So everything of that goes when you are destroying 1,000 houses. So the same thing happens when you destroy 1,000 trees. You are destroying a whole set of activity, creatures, living creatures. Yeah. So different types of there is a grass bird which is here, which requires dense trees. If you have all concrete and people coming here, there are no other living creatures which are going to come. So they don't have a home to stay. You are going to reduce the number of biodiversity and other living creatures in this country. You'll have more and more people. You'll have more and more pigeons, crows, which we already see.
I have to head off and help
pigeons
Satya.
are not
So
naturally
I would advise taking a walk on the football field also.
They are
Yeah,
going
okay.
because
Let's go on the